Hey, Amelia, I need to talk to you about something.
Oh, hi, Deacon. What's wrong?
Look, it's just not working out. I'm sorry.
Huh? What's not working out? What are you talking about?
You, living with me and Kyle, it's not working and I want you out of my house.
What?
Ugh, why do I have to explain everything to you twice? It's so annoying.
Well, I'm sorry, but I would like it to be clear what you're actually saying here. I wouldn't want to interpret something the wrong way.
What's there to interpret wrong? I want you out of my house, ASAP.
But why? What have I done to upset you so much? I thought we were all getting on really well.
Well, you were wrong. I'm fed up with having to deal with you every day. I mean, me and Kyle have only been married a year and we're already looking after you. I want time so it can just be me and him, without his mom tagging along to everything.
I don't tag along to everything.
Oh yeah? How about the other day when we went to that castle? I was so looking forward to having a fun and romantic time with my husband, and then you came along. I even had to sit in the back of the car just so you could have the front seat.
I only came because Kyle asked me to. You even said it was okay when I asked you.
I had to say that, didn't I? I couldn't exactly say no after Kyle had asked. The least you could have done was go off on your own and leave us to do whatever we wanted. You didn't have to trail behind us every step of the way.
So you'd rather I had walked off on my own and been lonely?
Well, yeah, you had your husband, I want mine. You can't just steal my husband away from me simply because yours is no longer alive. I know Kyle is your son, but you really need to let go of him now. We can't have you living with us, and everything for the rest of our lives.
So what? You're just going to kick me out? Just like that?
You can, have a few days to get your stuff sorted. I don't want a bunch of old lady things cluttering up my home.
Oh, wow. Thanks. That's so kind of you.
Ugh, there's no need to be sarcastic. Look, I know it's not ideal, but neither is having you live with us. We've put up with you long enough, so now it's time you find your own place. It's only fair.
I think I'll be having a word with Kyle about this. I want to see what he has to say about how you're behaving.
Go ahead. I'm sure he'll say the same thing.
I'll see about that. Kyle, are you free to chat?
I have a few minutes, but I do have a lot of work to get through.
I'll try and make this quick. Did you know that Tegan is trying to kick me out of the house?
She's what?
Yeah, she messaged me just now telling me that I had to move all of my things out and find somewhere else to live. Did you both agree on this?
Well, we have talked about this, but we never said anything about telling you to move out, especially so harshly like this.
But you did want me gone?
I wanted to talk to you about how we could sort things out between the three of us. I wanted your input on the matter, though, because you're my mom.
I see. Well, your wife clearly doesn't feel the same way. She told me that I have a couple of days to clear my things out and then I'm supposed to move out.
I've got to get back to work, but we can all discuss it when I get back later.
Okay, I'll see you soon. Tegan, why are all of my things in boxes in the front yard?
Well, I just thought I'd help you pack and get going.
I thought you said that I had at least a few days to find somewhere new.
Yes, well, I changed my mind. I've decided me and Kyle are going on a trip to Spain, and I wanted you out of my house before we left. I don't want you taking advantage of our utilities and food and things. It's not like you pay for them at all. You're basically eating us out of house and home.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the biggest reasons why we want you out. We can't afford to keep housing you for free. You don't pay anything towards the rent of the house, the bills, or the food. It's actually really selfish of you, to be honest.
I can't believe what you're saying.
Why? I'm just being honest. Sometimes the truth hurts, but you've got to deal with it.
Well, Kyle doesn't agree with you. I spoke to him this afternoon. He said that he wanted to discuss what we all wanted to do together.
He was just being polite. He has to be. He's your son. I know what he really wants, so I'm doing it for him.
I really think you should stop and think about what you're doing before you do something that you'll regret.
I don't see how I'll regret this. You laze about at home doing nothing all day and then expect us to pay for everything you want. I think getting rid of you will be the best thing that we can do.
Well, we both know that isn't true. You are the one who sits at home and does nothing, expecting Kyle to work incredibly hard just so you can spend his money on whatever selfish thing you feel like. Not to mention, you don't even do any of the housework whilst he's gone. You sit in front of the TV or swan off to do whatever whilst I clean the house and tidy the kitchen and everything. I mean, how are you even going to afford this trip you want to go on? It's going to cost a lot of money that you really don't have.
We'll have all the money we need once you're gone.
I wouldn't be so sure of that.
Whatever. Just move your stuff by the end of the day or I'll have the garbage man come and get it.
Fine, but don't come crying to me when you've come to regret your decision.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
Mom, where are you? All your stuff is gone too. What happened?
Why don't you ask that oh so lovely wife of yours? I'm sure she'd be more than happy to explain.
I did. She just said that you decided to leave for our sake? They gave us some privacy or something like that?
Well, she's lying. I was forced out by Tegan. She packed all of my things into boxes and left them in the front of the yard, and told me to either move them somewhere new or leave them for the bin men.
What? She would never do that. Especially not to my mom.
Well, she did. I wasn't about to fight about it in the street, so I've taken my things and I'm staying at a hotel for now, while I look for somewhere new to live.
Mom, please come back. I'm sure we can sort this all out.
No, I don't want to live in a house with such a horrible woman.
I'm sorry, Mom. I'll have a word with her about all this. I love you.
I love you too.
Tegan, where are you? We need to talk.
I've gone out. I knew you were going to want to yell at me, so I decided to go out with the girls to let you cool down.
What? If you knew that I want to talk to you, why on earth would you do that?
Well, I don't think there's much to talk about. We wanted her out of the house, and you were too much of a coward to do it yourself, so I took care of it. I don't think I deserve to get yelled at for that.
I never said I wanted her to leave the house. You were the one who said that, and I told you we should all sit down and talk through our troubles properly, not just go straight to chucking my mom out on her own.
Look, what's your problem? This is what we both wanted. We have the house to ourselves now. We don't need to worry about anyone else getting in the way.
My mom wasn't getting in the way. I'm more than happy to help her out. I just don't get how you could be so cruel.
Because I'm the one you married, so I'm the only one you should pay attention to. I don't want some old woman getting in the way at home, especially when she doesn't contribute anything to the house.
You really have no idea, do you?
No idea about what?
Never mind. I think it might be best if you stay at your friend's tonight.
What? Are you serious? You're really that upset that I told your mom to live somewhere else?
Yeah, I am.
Whatever. Just so long as you get over it before our holiday. I don't want you ruining it.
Uh-huh. Sure. Whatever.
Hey, Kyle? Why have we got a letter telling us that we need to move out by the end of the month? Haven't you been paying the rent?
Oh yeah, about that. Because I'm the only one working, my wage doesn't actually cover the rent, all the bills plus whatever extravagance you want to buy.
What? But then how have we been paying to live here?
My mom was giving me half of the money for the rent and the bills.
What?
Yeah, she said that she felt bad coming to live with us when we just got married, but that she couldn't bear to be alone after my dad died. I said it was no problem, but she wanted to help out, so she gave me money for the rent and stuff.
Well, why isn't she doing it now? Can't you talk to her and ask her to keep giving you half? I mean, it's kind of selfish of her to expect us to move out so soon, don't you think?
Selfish of her? You're the one who chucked her out. She can't afford to give us half the rent money now, because she needs it to pay for her own house. You can't honestly expect her to pay if she doesn't live here anymore.
Well, what are we going to do then?
What do you mean, we?
Huh? Well, we obviously need to find a way to cover all the expenses. Maybe you could pick up more hours at work? Or is there a better paying job you could apply for?
Actually, I don't need to do anything. In fact, I've already found a nice little place that fits nicely into my budget.
But what about me? I'm your wife.
Actually, about that, there's something on the table for you.
What? These are divorce papers. What is going on?
Well, after seeing how you treated my mom, it got me thinking about what kind of person you actually are. And I found that I don't particularly like you, to be honest. I mean, you're my wife, and you treated my mom so horribly. How will you treat me in the future, or if I do something that you don't like?
That's different.
I don't think it is, and I'm not gonna wait around to find out. You have until the end of the month to find yourself somewhere to go. It looks like you best get a job as well if you're gonna afford somewhere.
You can't do that.
Actually, I can. You wanna know the kicker? My mom was living with us to help me out with the money because you refused to get a job and wanted to live an expensive life that we simply couldn't afford. But now, you'll have to finance that yourself. Goodbye, Tegan.
Kyle, wait. Let's talk this through. Your mom can come back and live with us.
She's okay. She's happy in her new home, and so am I. Have a nice life, Tegan. After I moved out, Tegan tried to contact me to get me to come back to her, but after she showed me her true colors, I didn't want anything to do with her. My mom found a nice little cottage to move into, and I found a lovely little apartment. I divorced Tegan, which meant that she had to move out of the house and find herself a new job as a cashier in a local shop. Safe to say that she's not living the high life anymore. And whilst I'm not living in a fancy house, I am more than happy with my little flat and the relaxed life I'm living now that I don't have to worry about financing Tegan's lifestyle.